Hey YouTube, it's Libra Finesse here. Today I want to discuss the topic of abstinence within adults. We're not talking about within kids, of course. We're talking about within adults. And I'm talking about adults, like over 30. Not a lot of people put that into play. Not a lot of people take into consideration, okay, I want to restrain from X, Y, and Z until, until whenever, whatever your choice, your religious belief, or just maybe what you're going through at that time. Maybe you're trying to get through something. Me personally, I can't even say that I've practiced abstinence. Well, yeah, because I guess I just made a choice. This was years ago. I had just made a choice. Like I wasn't dating anybody. I was pretty much focused on myself. But it was like maybe 8-9 months I went without having sex, and I was okay. Like one of my friends told me, he was like, "You're doing yourself a really huge injustice by not having sex," and I'm like, "Why?" Like because I don't want to just sleep with anybody. Like I want to get to know somebody. I want to get a feel for that person before we actually go there, because for me, when we go there, it changes shit. And I want it to change shit for him too. I don't want to be the only one in the fucking relationship like, "Oh, well, that changed everything for me. How about you?" He like, "Nah, boo, I'm good." Like and then when you giving it to somebody, you want to know that they're not giving it to everybody or anyone else. Hell, for that matter. I like exclusiveness between that person and because I'm not walking around town handing it out like a fucking flyer for a new car wash that they built. So I would expect the same from that person. And sometimes we do it like I remember years ago, I didn't go into it like I'm about to be abstinent. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. No, I was just like, okay, let me focus on me right now. Like, I wasn't dating anybody or anything. I was just like, okay, I'm going to focus on me. I didn't want to date. I didn't want to get out there and do that stuff. But when I did. But I was reading an article about, abstinence and then celibacy. Abstinence is just, okay, I'm going to restrain from doing X, Y, and Z. A lot of people put it as, oh, I'm not going to have sex. I'm going to restrain from having sex. No, abstinence, you can restrain from alcohol, certain foods, drugs. I mean, it just depends on what you're going through in your life. You can be abstinent from many things, but the most widely used is for sex. And then celibacy is a vow that you take, to yourself. You have a vow to yourself to not have sex, not to, I guess, engage in sexual activities with the other, with whoever. You're just not gonna engage in sexual activity, excuse me. And I'm like, wow, that's a vow? Like you take a vow to yourself? Like a lot of people they practice celibacy before they get married. But celibacy is just a vow that you take to yourself to remain abstinent. So I remember when I was reading the article, it was saying that, okay, celibacy is when you do it for an extended period of time. Like I read in the article that they were like, some people are celibate all their life. Why would you choose to do something like that? That's on you, between you and whoever you believe in. I wouldn't recommend it. But to each his own. Maybe that person took that vow of celibacy because they had a bad sexual experience growing up. A lot of people go through abuse, verbal, mental, physical abuses, and it forms the rest of their life when you go through abuse early on, is what I'm saying. And that's not good. So I can understand why a person would not want to go there with other people, because of things that they've been through. Hopefully counseling or therapy can bring them out of that so they can enjoy that aspect of life, because it's great. In the article, it was talking about how people use celibacy it's interchangeable. Not like when if you say that to somebody, oh, I'm gonna be celibate from drugs. No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be abstinent from drugs, or I'm gonna be abstinent from food. People's mind, they just go straight to sex when they hear the word abstinence, but it can mean so many different things. But I want to say that I went there, but I haven't, it wasn't something that I was just like, oh, I'm going to do. It was just, okay, I'm focused on me. And then like a month or two later, I'm like, wow, I haven't, been intimate with anybody. And moving forward, even now, I am 36. It's a new year. So even now what's today? March 13th. I have not been sexually active with anybody since January. And it's just like, it is what it is. Right now I'm focused on me being a better person, getting my life together. Is that something I want to do? Absolutely. But I feel like instead, I'd rather wait. It's not a problem waiting. I don't feel like I'm doing myself an injustice waiting on, okay, I'm going to do it when I'm ready to do it. I don't want to feel as I'm obligated to do it because somebody took me out or somebody brought me flowers or somebody paid for my meal. I don't want to feel obligated into having sex with anybody. So that's my take on it. Share your mind in the comments with me below and let me know your story of abstinence, or are you practicing the art of celibacy? I think that's great for whatever reasons. Everybody has their different reasons for going through things. Hell, sometimes right now, my life is so busy and I'm so productive. Do I think about it? Yes. Do I need it? Do I have to have it? No. I'd rather wait until I know that it's meaningful and, it's going to be enjoyed both ways. That's how I feel. Like, sometimes our lives get so busy that we're just like, okay, it hasn't happened, it'll happen. I know that person's coming into my life and it's just going to be everything that I want. So I'd rather wait than to slide my ass all around town. And then when that person do come along, it's not even like you're getting a bang out of it because you've already been doing this for so long. No, we have to take pride in ourselves, take pride in our bodies, cherish our bodies. And whatever choice that you make, yeah, that's for you. That's up to you. And I get that. We all live life making choices. Our life is nothing but choices, full of choices. Just make the right ones. But let me know what your walk with celibacy or abstinence was. Let me know how you got through that. What did you do? And then when did you break it? When did you feel the need to say like, okay, enough is enough? Maybe you met somebody new, or maybe you were just coming up out of a something religious or spiritual that you were going through, and you're like, okay, it's time to break that part of it. Let me know in the comments below. Share your mind with me. It's Libra Finesse.